Greetings, people of the internet. Welcome to week 3 of AMK TV, where I talk to you about what it's like to be an independent filmmaker and a few of the things I've learned along the way. Last week, we walked through developing your elevator pitch and what not to do when talking to a producer about your script. This week, I'm going to discuss why I haven't gotten into a regular production schedule yet. Aliens. Okay, so maybe aliens aren't to blame. In fact, the reasons are far more terrestrial than I care to admit. Really, it all boils down to what I talked about a couple of videos ago: perfectionism and procrastination. Here are 3 reasons I've identified as obstacles and what I'm doing about them. Reason number 1, juggling client load. In addition to producing, I also work freelance for several small clients. While these clients help pay the bills, juggling their scheduling demands with my production work can be a challenge. Not only do the client needs often conflict with each other, but they tend to override my own plans. Finding a delicate balance where everyone is happy, including myself, hasn't been easy. Eventually, I hope to phase out client work and focus 100% on producing and vlogging, but I can't delay until then. I have to get started now. That means I just need to push through and prioritize production, and maybe fewer hours of watching Netflix is in order. Reason number 2, lighting challenges. For my first 2 episodes, I was extremely unhappy with how the video looked. I was relying on natural light coming in through my window, and I was unable to get a proper white balance or exposure. This caused extra work in post-production to get the image acceptable for broadcast. The perfectionist in me kicked in and started looking into how I could further adjust my camera settings to get it right. I even bought a new tripod and camera light to give me more mobility, and that only seemed to make things worse because I started getting conflicting color temperatures. Thankfully, I worked through a lot of these issues and borrowed my roommate's production light so I could make it all happen. Now that this obstacle is out of my way, I can't use it as an excuse anymore. Reason number 3, boring backgrounds. This one probably sounds really stupid, but I find the backgrounds in my apartment extremely boring. Trying to decide where to place my camera and set up my shots has become my ultimate exercise in procrastination. Either one room doesn't work logistically, or I find it uninteresting. In the end, I just had to pick something, so here I am. As you can see, these reasons aren't earth-shattering. An actual alien somewhere is probably laughing at me. I know I would if I were him. Sometimes you have to eliminate excuses by removing the reasons that they exist, like my white balance and lighting issues. Or sometimes we need to push through and shoot despite the obstacle, like my background being boring, which you don't care about anyway. This video is me taking my own advice, setting aside procrastination and perfectionism to get into a weekly production schedule. The more I force myself to do it, the more likely it will become a habit. I know that others have run into similar issues, so I'd love to hear from you and find out what tips and tricks I might be missing. Post a comment below or visit aaronkaiser.com/askamktv to provide your feedback. You can also ask questions or suggest topics you'd like me to cover in a future episode. Don't forget to subscribe and check back next week as I discuss how anime has influenced my craft. Thanks for watching.